Here at Barclays Center, Brendan Burke and AJ Mleczko. And AJ, again, it's an 11-game point streak. All things considered, that's a good thing, but not the way this game unfolded.
Well, when Butch told me he couldn't come tonight, he wasn't feeling well. He told me the streak was on my shoulders. So my apologies to Islanders Nation for being up here for this. You know, it was a good two-period effort for the Islanders, and they have to feel proud of a lot of the stuff that they did. It's hard to see the streak come to an end. Playing devil's advocate, though, it takes a little bit of the pressure off, and they can still go about their business, work on the things that they want to work on, and improve where they need to improve.
And they're going to face the Pittsburgh Penguins 2 more times over the next 2 weeks. They got a home-and-home series coming up that starts about 12 days from now. So the Islanders and Penguins are going to see a whole lot of each other, and this just sets the stage for another chapter of Islanders and Penguins. But the way this game started, you can't ask for a better start. Didn't end the way they wanted to, but Casey Cizikas, that first period was something else.
And that line was still the strongest line for the Islanders for Barry Trotz. They started 19 seconds in. They started with a great play. They won the faceoff, which Casey Cizikas has done so well as of late. Sends the puck in. It was on that side of the red line. So Casey Cizikas hustles down to negate what would have been an icing call. They get this zone possession, and he is able to find some space on that back post right here. Keep an eye on him. That puck, he gets it from behind the net and then puts it upstairs. And for 19 seconds in to get them on the board, you just felt good about the energy. And there's another look at it. You can see how much space he has, but he found it. It wasn't, Matt Murray comes across, does that east-west post-to-post, and Cizikas makes no mistake about it. You know, he had a great game. He really did, especially through 2 periods. I was impressed with him. In that third period, really, the Penguins owned everything.
And you could see perhaps the Casey Cizikas finally healthy. He missed 5 games, getting back into shape now. And both he and Cal Clutterbuck, who spent most of last season playing injured, those two look like they're playing at 100% finally.
And you know, they do. And I think that the 2 of them that are considered 2 of the 3 best fourth line in hockey, with Matt Martin, who's out right now injured. Dal Cole has settled right in on that line, played physically. Again, we can't call them the fourth line with the minutes that they're playing. But having Clutterbuck and Cizikas back healthy, finding each other, seeing the chemistry that we can see them have on the ice is huge for Barry Trotz and the Islanders.
Mentioned Cal Clutterbuck. He was involved in the second period scoring for the Islanders as they scored a couple of goals together, and it was a Penguins power play, which now hasn't scored in 10 straight games. Talk about taking momentum away. The Penguins thought they had a chance to tie it, and all of a sudden they're down 2-0.
And they get that power play. You see the stats. You knew they'd gone 20 power plays at this point without scoring a goal, and right off the bat, they lose the faceoff, get the puck down. Again, hard work by Casey Cizikas to find his buddy Cal Clutterbuck, who makes no mistake, puts the puck on the ice. 5-hole of Matt Murray, and you're absolutely right, takes the wind right out of the sails of the Penguins. Now, they do come back and they gain possession of the zone for the rest of the power play, but get no shots on goal. So that certainly broke their spirits a little bit there on the power play. This is early in the game when the energy from the Islanders was feeling really, really good. And this is a goal that Adam Pelech will remember. All 5 Islanders touch the puck coming through. Good transition. He gets set up by Matt Barzal. And here he is just coming on with a little bit of a knuckleball there with a little help from Teddy Bluger, and that finds it back in the net for the third goal of the game.
And those 2 goals were scored less than 3 minutes apart. The Islanders had a 3-0 lead in the first half of the second period as Clutterbuck scores for the 15th time in his career shorthanded. Adam Pelech wound up playing nearly 26 minutes tonight. He played nearly 18 in the first 2 periods and then had to play an overtime game to boot. So Pelech winds up with a lot of ice time, and the Islanders had a 3-0 lead. And this game looked like it was in the bag heading into the third period. The Penguins had some chances, but really showed no indication that they were going to come out and completely turn the tables. But once they got that first early goal in the third period, you could see the Islanders unable to push back.
Yeah, and, you know, if only we could end the highlights there at the end of the second period when the Islanders were in full control of this game. But we knew the Penguins wouldn't roll over and die. There really is no quit. They know they have it in their tank. And once they scored this goal, you're absolutely right. They just kept pressing. You could feel that they saw blood in the water, and then that save right there, left pad coming up and robbing Beauvillier of an open net, sets up moments later this Rust goal that you can just see the speed, the explosiveness, and the shot going in over Varlamov. And then that, you can see that shot was the one that went off the post, and Malkin so strong there and finds the back of the net. And that really was all, at that point, you just could feel it was all Penguins. And the Islanders had their chances in the early part of the overtime, but here they get a little tired, they lack a little bit of urgency on this puck, trying to get it out, and Brian Rust, he just does not let up. Good play by him. Stay on Brock Nelson and come around, and I'm sure that the Islanders want that shift back.
So 2 big goals for Brian Rust in the game, and he nets the game winner for the Pittsburgh Penguins, who stops the Islanders' win streak at 10 games. in which the Penguins were the better team in one period, and it was enough to get into overtime and get the victory. So now the Islanders have to try and move on from this one after losing for the first time, and I said 27 days. The streak started on October the 12th against the Florida Panthers, and who do they play on Saturday? The Florida Panthers on Saturday afternoon. But you mentioned, does it take pressure off, or does it now take the urgency away as well?
And that's the million-dollar question. Even coming into these games, were they feeling pressure, or were they feeling a little bit of edge, a little bit of adrenaline, getting up for games that maybe otherwise this part of the season they wouldn't? So there's a double-edged sword to that, and so now maybe they want to get back. They want to make sure that they keep the point streak alive.
Well, here with Barry Trotz.